to say the wrong thing. Lord, bless my mouth and my tongue so that I don't be telling people's business. You know what I'm saying?
Do it, God.
So, some people, yes, please, right now.
Right now.
But yeah, some people just have social anxiety. Some people just are anxious people in general, and they could be really great people. Another key thing too is sometimes we walk away from people without a conversation. And this is something that I saw recently on IG, where we will dismiss somebody without a conversation. We'll go ghost because somebody done did us something, right? And instead of having a conversation and saying, hey, I ain't like that. Oh, and some people truly may not have known or realized, you know what I mean? And so without having the conversation, they could have been truly qualified to be your friend, truly, not understanding or knowing that way of talking or that way of being with you is unacceptable, especially if we have not previously checked them on that, you know what I mean? On that way that they were doing that. And we would just throw the whole friendship away, throw the whole relationship away without even a conversation. And sometimes you might be losing out on a good person without knowing it because you didn't even want to have a conversation. Let's normalize communication. Communication ain't just outgoing. It's a cyclical thing.
Mm-hmm.
You say something, I say something. We go back and forth. We hear, we listen. You know what I mean? We process. All of that is a part of the communication cycle. Not just, oh, well, you didn't do that one thing, I'm done. Sometimes we just be throwing people away unnecessarily.
I agree with that to its totality. And I'm going to be very transparent in this moment. I have been guilty of that. But I'm convicted in my spirit even right now while you're saying that, because when I did it, it wasn't on a malicious thing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you how random it was. I'm just going to be very transparent, and they might even see it. Like, I was connected to someone that was connected to someone in my family. So I met them through a family member, and I'm going to try to keep it tactful because I ain't trying to put nobody on blast. And so there started becoming a whole lot of friction. Not with me, but with the person that introduced me to that person and the person. And the person started telling me their problems, and I don't know why I want to say weighing me down, because that's exactly what it felt like I was being weighed down. But I have grace for people, because a lot of people come to me with their issues for prayer and all of this stuff. But I have learned that I have to even compartmentalize what I allow into my space, because I'm not called to be the savior for everybody. I'm just not.
Oh, now what we're not gonna do is be super saver hole. Like, we're not about to do that. Like, we're not about to save everybody. You know what I mean?
And
we cannot save everybody at the detriment of ourselves. We cannot do that.
And that's the nail on the head right there, because it became detrimental to me, so much so I could feel the weight of their issues on my shoulders. It was real. And one day that individual had called me, and they was telling me that something was going on with them at work. And the old me, that's how I know God didn't work on me a little bit, Shonda. Because the old me would have been babysitting by the phone, waiting on the tea. What happened at your job? They told me that they was gonna call me when they got off from work. But baby, God disconnected me before they even got off from work. They didn't even know. I didn't even know. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was sitting there, and God spoke to me. He said, whatever is going on, that's none of your concern. He said, if you don't disconnect this connection now, it will hurt you in a day to come. I didn't ask no questions. I text that person and I said, I'm very sorry, but right now I need to separate myself. No hard feelings. It didn't end on a I hate you. But see, sometimes people don't know how to accept when God, because see, I listen when God tells me to disconnect from people. I don't play around with it, because I didn't tamper with that long enough to know when God tell me to disconnect, he didn't heard something I ain't heard. Okay, he didn't heard a
Yeah.
conversation that I ain't had privy to. So, or he knew something that that person was going to say or do that was going to be detrimental to my next, and I wasn't taking that kind of chance. On a drop of a dime, I text him and disconnect the connection. And I had known them for a few years, and I'm sure they didn't see it coming because I didn't see it coming. But
Yeah.
I'm so intentional right now about not getting caught up in foolishness. Sometimes you just got to know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get a little too nosy and want to know a little too much. And I'm gonna tell you, this generation right here, we like microwave responses. We like it quick. We want what we want. We want when we want it. And a lot of times it's hurtful to us. It's not helpful. And I noticed that that connection was kind of taking me in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
God cut it right off.
Yeah.
So in my humble opinion, in situations like that, I'm gonna just give you what God gave me. And if God don't tell me to tell you nothing, baby, just take it in love. I ain't trying to disconnect from nobody in malice or hate. But if I
Yeah.
disconnect, there's a reason. There's a big reason.
Well, sometimes my disconnection is malicious. Like, I want you to know that I'm disconnecting from you and please do not return. Like, no, go away. So it's malicious because I do not want you to be poisonous
Right.
to my spirit and energy. Like,
Hello.
I want you to be away from me.
Hello.
Just like
Hello.
that motto Dr. T was talking about, I call back to me any energies that were taken from me by people, places, and things,
Come on.
jobs, corporations, and all of the above.
Come on.
And I release any energy that does not belong to me.
Hello,
And
somebody.
if that's your energy, you can have it back. You can
You
have
can
it
have it
back.
back.
So I mean that maliciously.
Yeah, but what you won't do is extract my energy and have me around here don't know my head from my toe. Because by the time I didn't disconnect from you and your energy, I don't know whether I'm going or coming or going again. And
Right. Yeah.
and so it's important to connect with people with intention, with an intention.
Yeah. And I love that. And when I'm saying a conversation, you have to utilize your discernment. This is not a apply to all scenarios,
Right,
apply to all
right.
situations. It
Absolutely.
is you got to utilize all of your resources, utilize your discernment. If what you sound like you did that was necessary, that needed to be
Right,
disconnected.
right.
I'm just saying that there are certain relationships that we have, certain things that we have valued over the years that we just need to sometimes get clarity, because sometimes even providing clarity on a
And
situation
clear up
you
misunderstanding.
realize that it's a misunderstanding,
Right.
because what you said and what I heard was completely different.
Yes.
And I do that a lot in my marriage, like I will say one thing and my husband hears another.
Right.
And
Right.
that's just because we're two different people. Like, he's not going to hear what I intend, especially when I got some stank on it. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
And them Shandas know how to put some stink on it now.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, you might have intended to say one thing, but if they heard something else, and they're not wrong for hearing what they
Right.
heard,
Right.
you
It
know
was
what I'm
your
saying?
tone
Nor
that
are
could have
you wrong.
changed it.
Right. And vice versa. Like,
Right.
I'm not wrong for what I said, because I probably more than likely 100% meant what
Mentally.
I said,
Yes.
but maybe it was drowned out
Right. Right.
by the tone,
Right. That whole part.
and I don't particularly like being tone police anyway. I just don't. I'm a person who, like, whether you say it loudly, aggressively, or however, I'm listening and watching the message. But other people aren't like that. They hear that, they see the tone, they see, all of that, and the volume, and they just completely don't even see the message.
But I'm glad that you said that because my husband is from New Jersey and he naturally talks loud. And you could get me on the right conversation and I'm bound to talk loud too because I'm passionate about what I like. And I
Yeah.
may get a little extra, excited about the conversation. But when we first got together, my kids did not know that he was loud in nature. So we could be sitting there kikiing and chopping it up, laughing and talking. and they thinking that what's going on in there? They arguing, they fussing, and we in there chopping it up. Cause girl, sometimes just me and Mark could be here by ourselves, and you think it's 10 people in the house. We get to get loud and baby, don't let, I don't even know why I want to bring up Dallas tonight, but don't let Dallas be playing.
Let's not do Dallas tonight
I don't want to
because I
talk
got a
about it.
Dallas Cowboys fan.
Let's
Let's
leave that
not do
alone.
it tonight
Right,
because
let's
he'll
leave that
come out of
alone.
that room and be in here listening to this conversation like, who was you talking to about my team? We're not about to do Dallas tonight.
Yeah, we're not about to do that. And I'm not going to let y'all upset my husband on this live here tonight. I'm team Mark Kelly, and y'all not about to do that to my husband
Right.
tonight. So leave that alone. While you're ahead, leave that alone. I'm telling you now, you've been warned. So, yeah, but back to that. I'm just, for real. We need to assess our connections, and we need to do that often. Don't
Yeah.
just get complacent in it. You know, I assess my connections quarterly. I do. Because 3 months
Yeah.
from now, you might not be the same person you presented to me when you met me, and I need you to see what's going on here.
Yeah. Let me tell you, and this is we can't delve completely into this tonight, but definitely we need to have a conversation about loyalty versus respect. And of course, everybody wants the both of those, right? But really, you know, my SOP, my standard operating
Operating
procedures
procedures. Mm-hmm.
is to be loyal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes loyalty can take you to places that you ain't supposed to be in. Like, why am I in this?
How did I get here?
How did where the roadmap at? Because I thought
See,
I turned down this lane over here. How I ended up on mystery lane,
you talking to me,
you
Shonda.
know?
Right.
So
There you
yeah,
go, Ronnie. There you
you
go. Define it first.
yes. We really got, and you know, but see that's the thing. Dr. Felder, I was everybody, if I put you in my circle, so first of all,